and appreciating the elderly in the county governments. That the Senate recommends the county governments complement the efforts of the national government to assist in resolving the challenges faced by the elderly persons through developing mechanisms as well as policies through legislation. A total of 40 reports from the Office of the Auditor General in regards to how various county executive departments used their budgetary allocation for the year ended 30th June 2020. Nominated Senator Dr. Gertrude Musuruve will be pursuant to Standing Order 41 subsection 1 make a statement regarding the World Day of Social Justice. The Nakuru Senator Susan Kihika, will be seeking a statement pursuant to Standing Orders 48 subsection 1 from the Standing Committee on Matters National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. This is regards the fatal shooting of Mr. Simeon Thuku by officers from the Kenya Coast Guard Services at Karagita area in Naivasha, and the date for the occurrence of the incident is on Wednesday, 16th of February 2022. The Senate Leader of Majority will equally be issuing a statement pursuant to Standing Orders 52 subsection 1 on the business of the Senate for the week commencing the first week of March. The business of the Senate will kick off any minute from now. Senator Rose Nyamunga is the person, or is the speaker, will be presiding over the House business this afternoon. I'm now handing you over for the live broadcast. Enjoy your viewing. Good afternoon.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor and blessings as your servants who've been pleased to call to the leadership positions in this republic. We seek guidance to treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our church. Amen. By way of first reading, in accordance with the Standing Order 139, I direct that the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bill number 68 of 2019 be listed for first reading on Wednesday, 23rd February. I think there's a problem. 24th February 2022. I thank you. Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that Pursuant to Standing Order 41.3, I have received the following message from the Speaker of the National Assembly regarding the passage by the National Assembly of the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill 2019, National Assembly Bill 34 of 2019. Pursuant to the said standing order, I now report the message. Pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 41.1 and 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the following message from the National Assembly. Whereas the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill 2019, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2019 was published by Kenya Gazette Supplement number 57 of 15th April 2019 as a bill to provide for the regulation of assisted reproductive technology to prohibit certain practices in connection with assisted reproductive technology, to establish assisted reproductive technology authority to make provision in relation to children born of assisted reproductive technology processes and for connected purposes. And whereas the National Assembly considered and passed the said bill on Thursday, 25th November 2021 with amendments in the form attached thereto. Now therefore, in accordance with the provisions of Article 110(4) of the Constitution and Standing Orders 41.1 and 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby Assisted Productive Technology Bill 2019, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2019, the said decision of the National Assembly to the Senate and forward the bill for consideration. Honorable Senators, Article 110(3) of the Constitution requires that before either House considers a bill, the Speakers of the National Assembly and the Senate shall jointly resolve any question as to whether it is a bill concerning counties, and if it is, whether it is a special or an ordinary bill. The constitutional provision has not been met with respect to the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill 2019, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2019. As such, the bill ought to be aligned to Article 110(3) of the Constitution, following which the bill will be read a first time in the Senate. Honorable Senators, in view of the foregoing, the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill 2019, National Assembly Bill number 34 of 2019, as received from the National Assembly via the message dated Tuesday, 20th December 2021, will not be processed with in the Senate. I thank you.
Order number 4, petitions.
Honorable Senators, I hereby report to the Senate that a petition has been submitted through the clerk by Mr. Nafas Mengesa Menya of Mwamula Enterprises, the Ministry of Transport, Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, State Department of Housing and Urban Development has violated the agreement and condition of the contract, added them under 1. 6, that the petitioner has made best efforts to have the matters addressed by the relevant authorities, including the Ministry of Transport, Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, and the Commission of Administrative Justice, all of which have failed to respond satisfactorily. And 7, that none of the issues raised in the petition is pending before any court of law or any other legal or constitutional body. In number 4, the petitioner therefore prays that the Senate intervenes with a view to investigate any unlawful or discriminative actions perpetuated by the Principal Secretary in the matter. 2, recommend that the Ministry of Transport, Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development to pay the contractor the agreed amount of Kenya shillings 3,206,617 as per the contract agreement and addendum number 1, together with the accrued interest at 14% per annum. Number 3, issue any further advice deemed fit to give effect to the cause of justice, fairness, merit, and safeguard public interest. Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 231, I shall now allow comments, observations, or clarification in relation to the matter for not more than 30 minutes. Senator Musuruve.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for this opportunity to comment on the petition of Lenya. Honorable Speaker, I see a very complicated petition here. One, that there was a tender and the tender number is there. And then there was application and someone was awarded the tender. And in awarding the tender, then it means that a letter of contract was issued. But the complication in this letter, that was written, the contents of the letter, was he paid according to the contents of the letter? Because another issue that is upcoming is that an engineer is also brought on board who asked Lenny to do something different, meaning that whatever he was told to do was not in the contract. So this is a very complicated issue because it has not been treated in a transparent manner, and I see the manner being very opaque. And there's need to investigate exactly what happened, and even the fact that Lenny was going to the concerned offices and was not getting a hearing. There is need also to investigate what was he going for. Was it the initial tender that was given or what he did on the ground? So there's need to find out on the tender and what is on the ground to see whether it corroborates what was done before, and if money was paid, was it money that was just? I think Honorable Speaker, it should go to the committee that you direct that it goes to, should do a thorough job and even do a visit at the at the site to find out the truth of the matter and give a ruling that is viable, just, and fair to the petitioner. Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. I support this.
Honorable Senators, I don't see any more interest on the matter. Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 232.1, the petition should be committed to the relevant standing committee for its consideration. In this case, I direct that the petition be committed to the Standing Committee on Roads and Transportation.
Thank Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 16, report of the Auditor General, the financial statement of the Kwale County Trade Revolving Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 17, report of the Auditor General, the financial statement of Kwale County Disaster Management Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 18, report of the Auditor General, the financial statement of the Kwale County Youth, Women and Persons with Disabilities Revolving Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 19, report of the Auditor General, the financial statement of Taita Taveta County Assembly Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 20, report of the Auditor General, the financial statement of Taita Taveta County Education Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 21, report of the Auditor General, the statement of Baringo County Executive Car Loan Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 22, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Baringo County Executive Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 23, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Coast Development Authority for the year ended 30th June 2020. 24, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Mombasa County Alcoholic Drinks Control Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 25, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Mombasa Water Supply and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 26, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Mombasa County Elimu Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 27, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Mombasa County Consolidated Revolving Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 28, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Kilifi County Health Services Improvement Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 29, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Githunguri Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 30, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Tavevo Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 31, report of the Auditor General and the financial statement of Malindi Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 32, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Elgeyo Marakwet County Executive Car and Mortgage Revolving Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020. 33, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Iten Tambach Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 33, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Iten Tambach Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 34, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Maranga Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 35, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Maranga South Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 36, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Karuri Water and Sanitation Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2020. 37, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Tana Water and Waterworks Development Agency for the year ended 30th June 2020. 38, report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Diani Municipality for the year ended 30th June 2020. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next
Order number 7, statements.
Senator Dr. Gertrude Murusurube.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 47-1 to make a statement on a matter of general topical concern, that is the World Day of Social Justice. The World Day of Social Justice is observed on February 20th every year as an international day recognizing the need to promote social justice, which includes efforts to tackle issues such as poverty, exclusion, gender inequality, unemployment, human rights, and social protections. The main objective of celebrating this day is to raise a voice against social injustice and to bring the various communities internationally together to eliminate poverty. Most enter the informal economy not by choice, but due to lack of opportunities. Without concerted action to encourage a transition to formal employment, social justice will not be achieved. Honorable Speaker, the principles of justice that we must all embrace include equity, access, participation, and rights, which are all interrelated in ensuring a fair and just society. I call upon both levels of government to ensure that they exercise the 4 principles of social justice in their leadership and governance in order to deliver services to Kenyans effectively, efficiently, and impartially. Honorable Speaker, in the Constitution of Kenya, Article 43, it clearly states that the socioeconomic rights. All people in Kenya have a right to access clean water, high standards of health, quality education, social security, among other rights. The national government needs to come up with specific policies that address these concerns. The policies need to cascade to the county governments for implementation fairly, impartially, and effectively for a just society. Honorable Speaker, Speaker. As we celebrate this day, I would like to urge the national and county governments to develop a framework for building the capacity of informal workers and sensitizing them on plausible ways of having sustainable development from the resources they have in order to guarantee a non-threatening future. County governments need to have strategies in place that seek to eliminate barriers of exclusion of persons with disabilities, racial and gender exclusion, religious, ethnicity, as well as all forms of exclusion and discrimination. Honorable Speaker, leaders must endeavor to create an environment that will translate into a feeling of one nation, one people, one country. Happy belated World Day of Social Justice, everyone. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I will now allow comments. Senator Mbogo George Ochilo Ayako, Senator for Migori.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, social justice is very important. Madam Speaker, we all crave for a just society. We all crave for a fair society. And taking just one day off to think of where we stand, where we are, and what we need to do is very important. You know that society is society has several identities. We have people of different ethnicities, different religion, different physical attributes, different gender, different races, and all of them must have a common denominator called justice, and that justice is what glues the society together and allows it to advance in unison. Madam Speaker, I represent Migori County in the Senate, and Migori County is a county that has multiple identity. We have all ethnicities that we have in Kenya in Migori County. We have the Subas, the Luos, the Kurias, the Somadis, the Luyas, the Kalenjins, the Masais. We have many people in Migori County, and we need to amplify social justice so that as a county, as a microcosm of this nation, we are able to work together and to be happy together. A society where a section of it feel unjustly treated, a society where a section of it feel cornered, feel oppressed, that kind of society is unlikely to unleash its full potential. So, Madam Speaker, I want to congratulate my sister, Dr. Mzeruve, for thinking about justice. I need it myself, you need it, and we all need it. And since we need it and deserve it as individuals, we must promote it so that it's a shared goal, it's a shared dream, and it's shared among all of us in the society in which
Senator Musuruve continues to play that role of being our conscience in this matter. So thank you very much.
Senator Faria.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I also wish to thank Senator Musuruve for making us aware of this day. I think social justice is important, and it is critical for survival of this country and all the other nations in the world. Madam Speaker, I also want to pick on one issue that is critical, and it is causing a lot of inequalities. In terms of, we've been advised that the world richest, because of the COVID, their net worth has increased. But as you're aware, most businesses some have gone down, others their resources have not been the same. And when businesses go down, it has an impact on what government can do, and on because government relies on direct taxation, which is in form of VAT or in form of corporation taxes as a result of profits and all other incomes that it relies on. When the people who make that money are impacted by COVID, then the revenues tend to dwindle. And Madam Speaker, I just want to address this to our international community, our friends out there. As government, as society, as people who do businesses are affected, revenue generation is affected, and the ability, especially for the developing world, to service their debt, given the magnitude and the impact of COVID-19, it cannot be overlooked. So I urge our international community to have a little bit of sympathy to countries that are developing, to ensure that, in my view, if they waive both principal and interest for 3 years, that will give, because COVID has been with us now almost 2 years, and it hasn't ended. We are going into the 3rd year. So I think if they waive for 3 years, the next 3 years, it will give countries enough breather to ensure that they cope with the debt servicing, and we will see our friends as people who care about us, and people who want justice across all countries. Madam Speaker, why am I speaking about this vis-a-vis social justice? When revenues dwindle, then the money targeted for social justice will also be less. So the government will have less money disposable to ensure that those who are vulnerable and who need to be looked after by the government in terms of social protection now goes down, because the revenue is not the same. So any shocks to an economy, the people who face it first are the people who are less privileged. Even in terms of business, when there is a shock, those blue chip companies they might be having a buffer somewhere saved to ensure that when there is a shock like now, they can tap into that reserves. But unfortunately, smaller companies, SMEs, do not have those kind of luxuries. So even the small companies will go down, and poverty levels will go down. And as a world, we can only develop if all of us develop, because it is interrelated. It is businesses are linked globally, and the world continues becoming a global village, which means the problem of one country will become a problem for another.
So social injustices have very many offshoots. They include discrimination. They include being locked out of a system that would have given you an equal chance, be it for representation or in political life. So I would like then to urge, deriving from this, our political systems, our political institutions to adhere to the political foundations or democratic foundations and our constitutional foundation as per our constitution, which guarantees social justice and our Article 43, and to ensure, especially in the political space, that discrimination, which is an offshoot of a social injustice, does not lock out the less fortunate, the women, the marginalized groups, the people living with disabilities, and the rest of them. Madam Speaker, as I said, the offshoots include tribalism, for instance, unequal distribution of resources and wealth, discrimination, but this does not really describe the sense of suffering that these communities or the people against which these social injustices are meted suffer. We talk about discrimination against women. We talk about violence attacks on women in political space. We talk about women being paid less in every job they do. In fact, I was very surprised as I go back home in Isiolo, where I'm meeting communities, I'm meeting women, I'm meeting people with disabilities, I'm meeting political leaders, I'm meeting religious leaders. And one advice I was given, very surprising, was when I was meeting the women, I was told to, if I'm to reimburse them bus fare, I should give them less than what I'm giving the men. This really surprised me, because then I asked, do the women get a different fair consideration? Do the borders take less money from the women? And they said, no, the fare is equal. But somehow it was said that the women should be reimbursed less. So, Madam Speaker, the issue of social injustice or social justice is one that's very topical, is one that, especially at this time, we should ensure we amplify the voice for the people that have been excluded, for the people that have been discriminated against, for the people that have been attacked based on their social orientation or their sexual orientation or their disability or their gender and the like. So as I thank Senator Musuruve for this, and as I also add my voice to this, I'd like to also urge our political parties to ensure that they don't become a center for social injustice. They don't become an instrument for social injustice by excluding women. I would like to urge them, because I am the chairperson for the Center for Multi-Party Democracy, not to pay lip service to the women of this country as they seek political office, not to pay lip service to the youth of this country as they seek political office. We want to see party primaries that adhere to the 2/3 gender rule, party primaries that ensure that there's equitable distribution of nomination seats to our youth and to our people with disabilities and to our women. We want to make sure that our political parties do not become institutions that actually entrench social injustice, for which this day was muted to ensure that social injustices are dealt with. Madam Speaker, I have sponsored a bill, the preservation of human dignity and protection of economic and social rights, Senate Bills number 21 of 2021, and that's exactly and precisely the reason, because of the social injustice and the offshoots thereof, that this bill was conceived. And therefore, I would like to say we must go beyond just legislation, beyond legislative frameworks, beyond our constitutional provisions, to actions that actually show that this country is serious about inclusion and social justice, that this country is serious about ensuring that we move from what is on paper to what we lead as action on a daily basis to ensure that social
right to have economic right in itself. Madam Speaker, I want to commend Madam Senator Musuruve, because when we celebrate this day, then we are upping the game when by achieving the social and the achieving the social equity that we need, that the communities need, and we need to be aware to the fact that when he's supporting that, he's a champion of looking at people living with disability. There are those people who live in our communities who are discriminated, even on line of disabilities. We need to, I want to say that I support the statement, and I urge Senator Musuruve to continuously remind us of such important days in our lives, so that when we are celebrating, we raise the voice to the nation globally that we need to celebrate some specific days that are important and they really matter in the lives of human lives, especially on this world. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I support the statement.
Next statement is by Senator Susan Kihika. Online.
Number 48-1, to seek a statement. To seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security.
Senator, can you start afresh, please?
Okay, sure. Madam Speaker, I raise pursuant to Standing Order number 48-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations regarding the fatal shooting of Mr. Simon Thuku by officers from the Kenya Coast Guard Services KCGS in Karagita area, Naivasha, on Wednesday, the 16th of February, 2022. In the statement, Madam Speaker, the committee should explain the circumstances that led to the fatal shooting of a fisherman, Mr. Simon Thuku, by a KCGS officer in Karagita area of Naivasha while fishing in Lake Naivasha on Wednesday, 16th February 2022, or clarify whether there exists a shoot to kill order on fishermen making a living in Lake Naivasha, and if so, inform the House who issued the order. 3, state the action taken against KCGS officers who have taken part in the maiming and killing of Kenyans in Naivasha and elsewhere in the country, noting that 4 fishermen have been shot dead in Lake Naivasha since November 2021. Indicate plans, if any, by the government to compensate the beneficiaries of persons who have been killed by KCGS officers and compensate persons maimed by hippos or the families of those that have died through drowning while fleeing from the officers. 5, apprise the Senate on the sensitization forums held, if any, between KCGS and the Lake Naivasha stakeholders, including fishermen, to educate the stakeholders on their respective obligations in the management of lake resources, and if at all, state how many of such sensitization forums have been held. And 6, spell out the efforts by the government to better manage Lake Naivasha resources, including non-discriminatory issuance of fishing licenses to hotels around the lake and individual fishermen. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I will allow 1 or 2 comments. Senator Mbogo Ochilo George Ayako.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to speak and become Samiraj. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I congratulate Senator Kihika for raising this very very important matter.
Yes, Honorable Senator, I would ask you to be brief when you're making comments because we still have another statement. Senator Gertrude Mesorove.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. Allow me to thank Senator Kihika for bringing on the floor of this House this important act that happened. It is very unfair. And Honorable Speaker, there's need for interrogation to ensure that the fisherman who was shot in Mombasa, in Naivasha, is compensated for the unlawful shooting. And even when it comes to compensation, there are factors to put into consideration: the issue of family, because he had a family; the issue of children; the issue of school fees; the issue of all these. As head of family, the compensation needs to factor in all this, so that when the compensation is given, the family still moves on with life. Honorable Speaker, and to say also to Senator Kihika, she has come up with a very good statement, and there's need even to have a policy regarding unfair shooting to citizens, so that there is insurance for that, and those who are insured. In fact, all citizens should be insured in the event of such shooting, so that they are indemnified. Honorable Speaker, because there has been careless shooting of innocent Kenyans all over, and the Kenyans, their families, they're the ones who really bear the brunt, and they live in pain as other people move on with life. So, Honorable Speaker, there's need for policies, and Senator Kika should go a notch higher and even come up with, a bill that will speak on this particular issue. Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity.
Finally, Senator Halake Apshiro.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I also rise to support this statement and to congratulate Senator Kihika for standing up for what has become a very notorious happenings. Madam Speaker, 2021 saw Kenya having the highest number of extrajudicial killings and forced disappearances in the history of our country. 2021 was also the year we had COVID pandemic. So I was wondering how it is that when people are confined and literally in one place, how did they end up being killed, maimed, or forced to disappear? And such that we have the highest number of forced disappearances, killings, and shootings in the year 2021. And if the rate at which we are going, and if what Senator Kihika has mentioned with the fishermen continues, and we're very early into 2022, perhaps we might even break the record of 2021. And so where are we heading? We should be find security in our forces, in our police forces, in our security forces, but they seem to be becoming a source of insecurity at this rate, Mr. Speaker. The region I come from, of northern Kenya, especially in Isiolo County, we've had similar incidences of police or other forces, perhaps dressed up as policemen, being very trigger happy. We've seen a policeman by the name of Osman disappear, and I brought up a statement to the floor of this House. I have not heard back, Madam Speaker. In fact, one of the reasons why I'm standing is also to find out what is happening to some of the statements that we've sought from the Committee of Security in this House, because when people come with these kinds of statements, these are not ordinary statements. These are statements of life and death. These are statements of forced disappearances. These are statements of extrajudicial killings. These are statements that have maimed Kenyans. So they should be treated with the urgency they deserve, because we cannot be asking questions about our citizens and about our constituents and about our people, and then they don't see light of day.
Bill number 19 of 2021, Senator Judith Pareno. For the Coconut Industry Development Bill, Senate Bills number 24 of 2021, Chairperson, Standing Committee of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. 5, the Alternative Dispute Resolution Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2021, Senator Architect Sylvia Kasanga MP. Number 6, the County E-Health Bill, Senate Bills of number 39 of 2021, Senator Judith Pareno. Number 7, Sports Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 40 of 2021, Senator Aaron Cheruiyot. Number 8, Elections Amendment Bill, number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 43 of 2021, that is Senator Ledama Olekina, MP. Number 9, the Election Campaign Financing Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 51 of 2021, Senator Ledama Olekina, MP. 10, the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Bill, Senate Bills number 52 of 2021, Senator Rose Nyamunga, MP. Number 11, the Employment Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 54 of 2021, that is Senator Samson Cherarke, MP. And number 12, Cotton Industry Development Bill, Senate Bills number 55 of 2021. This is the chairperson of Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries. I urge the movers of these bills to make an appeal to the Speaker for reinstatement of the same in the weekly programs of Senate business. Upon approval by the Speaker, the bills will be allocated slots in the weekly program that is circulated every Friday, and accordingly scheduled in the order paper. I urge the respective movers to be available in the Senate whenever such business is scheduled in the order paper. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, there are 47 petitions that are yet to be concluded in the Senate. I urge respective standing committees to expedite consideration of the said petitions and to table reports past 1 to standing orders 232-2. Madam Speaker, I thank you and hereby lay the statement on the table of the Senate. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 8, the Sugar Bill, National Assembly Bill number 68 of 2019, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to provide for the development, regulation and promotion of the sugar industry, to provide for the establishment, powers, and functions of the Kenya Sugar Board and for connected purposes.
Honorable Senators, we are going to defer order number 9, order number 10, order number 11, order number 12, and it's like order number 13. Honorable Senators, there being no other business on the order paper, the Senate stands adjourned until Tuesday, 1st March 2022 at 2:30 p.m.